poles or anything. They're going to try to work it around. And looks like they're going to get a dodge on Brett. Going to get a dodge downfield. Stays on ball. No need to slide here. Finds the ball. And Brett with the ball. He's going to go for the clear. Got a little bit of space there. He's going to walk it up. Does. He gets over. Makes it past his attack man midfielders. Great work there. Just getting the ball over. And he's going to get a touch and settle it. Ball is a little bit high. It's going to be an over and back unless they recover the ball. Capital City recovers the ball. Good double there. And Tim and Henry are going to work for that ball. Picked up by Capital City. Good check there by Tim. And Cato's going to pick up the ball and just run it.
I'd like to see Cato go.
This is a good fast break opportunity here. I think he can just beat that long stick. He's going to get down low to Braden Kenneke. And they're going to settle it down.
A little surprised Madison didn't try and call a timeout there.
Yeah, exactly. I think the reason we see so many good timeout calls from Oregon is because we have that history of playmakers from the coaching end. You won't see that at very many other schools. Parker's going to get a dodge up top. He actually dodges down low. Good swim dodge there. He's going to get it out after the slide. Tries to find Braden Kenneke. Does not connect. Ball's on the ground. But Capital City is going to find it. And they have a fast break opportunity here. Cato on defense. They get it down to their attack. Ball's off. And I think it's going to stay in here on this long Panther Stadium grass. Henry on ball. Good double there. Nolan helped him out. We got a flag down. And looks like it's going to be on Henry. And we're man down now for the Panthers. We'll see how Capital City's offense does.
Knowing what since we've been watching them, I think they're going to play a really aggressive offense here.
Yeah, we know a real danger has been those backside cuts. And on a man up, there's always someone open.
Yep.
So I think that's what we really need to be worried about, watching those guys inside. Not really worried about those outside shots or those one-on-one matchups, because we know Keaton can take those. Yep, looks like a slashing call on Henry. Makes sense. Yep, they're just going to pass it around here. They're running a 3-3, so they've got a guy on crease along with 5 on the outside. Yeah, we just need to have our backside defenders helping out with that guy on the inside. Good work so far, keeping our good spacing. Gabe on ball. And they're just going to keep passing it around. We'll see if they run a wheel or something here. They're going to find the skip pass up top. Nothing there. Great recovery there. And everyone's covered. Yep, everyone accounted for. Brady on ball. They find the skip pass down low. Looks back inside. Shot. And Capital City goal. They found the man inside. Yeah, they were just able to find that skip pass down low. And then when the person defending the person on the inside had to leave, we didn't have anyone else there.
Yeah, and I like I said, I'd like to see Keaton stand up for some of these shots.
Yep. Very difficult on those, though, especially when passed from the outside, because all of his weight and his body positioning is towards that right side of the field when that attackman caught the ball. But when he made that extra pass to the inside, Keaton has to move his entire body over. But no worries here. It's back to even. Going to get a face-off here. Looks like we've got Andrew Cameron on the wing. OT's going to win it out, but Capital City recovers it. And we're back on defense. They're going to get a touch. They're looking for a look here. Luckily does not catch the ball on that right-hand side. And we're going to set back up in our defense. Really got bailed out on that one. Could have been bad. Henry on ball. Nolan on ball. A lot of pressure out here from our poles. Tim staying out wide on his man, not allowing him to get the ball easily. Looks like Trey switches on to number 1, preventing that dodge. Andrew Cameron on ball. We're going to get a slide here. Shot. And over. It's that 2 slide from the defense. We send the first slide, but then there's the backside guy that's open. Same spot every time on the field. Looks like we're in a little bit of a zone here. Looks like Tim's going to go if he works up that side of the field, but Instead, Trey picks the ball. Yeah, this is looking more like a zone. Very interesting from Oregon. Just getting 3 guys on both sides of the field, keeping their sticks up in the middle of the field to knock down those passing lanes. I haven't seen Oregon do this really before. They're going to allow those outside shots really, because that's not really what we're worried about. Pass behind, good slide from Tim. They're going to keep working it over. Good slide from Henry, and everyone's accounted for. No let on ball. They're going to get behind. And we're going to leave him there behind X. We can slide to him if we need to. He's going to work the ball up top. Gets the ball on the wing, shot, and wide. Good defense. I kind of like the zone. It's working really well against this Madison defense. The only issue I see is those screen shots on Keaton. We know Keaton can save all of those outside shots, but if they're screened by our own defenders, it can be impossible to save. They keep working it around. Good pressure there from Tim. Good slide from Trey. Andrew Cameron's going to go. Shot, and great save by Keaton. They're going to work for that ball. A little bit of miscommunication, 2 defenders on that, but they can't keep it. Shot, and wide. This defense is looking a little bit dangerous, but
I like it.
It's going to be a timeout.
I like it.
Yeah, I like the switch up.
You know, I think it's traditionally we've seen Oregon do a more kind of man-on-man and sliding when need to. And I think this is really, I mean, if I was Madison, that's what I'd expect them to play. And now they're doing something completely different.
Yeah, I know just because in man-to-man defense, our man-to-man defense is very, very strong on this team. We don't get beat very often from our midfield or from our defense. But the issue is when we do have to send a slide, we don't have that recovery there for the 2 slide.
Yep.
So when we're going into this zone setup, we don't need to have that recovery from the 2 slide because we're already so sloughed in on the inside. We're knocking down all of those inside passes. Nothing can get through, and it's really working out well.
Yeah, I mean, all 4 of Madison's goals have been shot within 10 feet from the goal.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
right on the doorstep.
It's not like they're looking to make the long shots here. I think they like to work it around and find the open man right on the inside.
Yep.
And I think this is a good way of kind of, you know, sending them a little bit of a, we kind of know what you're trying to do, but we're going to, you know, fight it with our own way.
Yeah.
And I think it's working.
I think it is. It puts a lot of pressure on Keaton, though.
It does.
For
It
sure.
does. It does. That is definitely something. I mean, now he has to worry about, because, as you said, he's kind of being blocked by his own defenders.
Mm-hmm.
And that point, it's nice because if they can take the shot from Madison, then that's great. But I mean, if the shot gets by, he might not only see the ball until it's right there.
Exactly. And if our listeners don't know, I actually play as a soccer keeper on multiple teams. One of the teams is Spike Wazowski, as well as the Sea Leaguers up in Madison. And the worst part of playing as a goalie is having your defenders get in the way.
Yep.
And you just can't see the ball. But I think our defenders are cognizant of that. They're really trying to stay out of the way for Keaton. Keaton's also vocal with it. Looks like we're going to get back in our defense. Looks like we're kind of more man-to-man again. We're going to switch it up. Brady on ball. No slide here. He's going to stay on ball. We do need a slide now. Shot and goal. Unfortunate there. He works it down the left alley, but then he rolls back to his right and is able to find the open shot.
Yep.
Really difficult there. Difficult to send a slide when they're rolling back. So I think Trey was ready to slide there, but he decided not to. And then when he decided not to, he stayed on his man, but he rolled back, and they needed to send a slide later, and he wasn't able to find it in time. But nonetheless, OT back at the face-off X. Gato and Trey in the wings. And Capital C is going to win it forward. They're going to get a touch and settle it down. Open man kind of in the middle of the field. Trey's going to pick him up. They're going to get the ball low. And I like to see some pressure here from our defenders. The attackmen there haven't done much dodging so far this game. Gato's going to defend on the wing. But they're just going to pass it around. I'm guessing they're going to pass it around until they can get to their midfielders. Good work there getting that ground ball, really forcing it. But Tim's just going to stay on ball. Staying on his man, preventing anything. He's going to find the pass up top. He's going to get the ball back behind. Good pressure there from Tim. Looks like his guy wants to dodge. I trust Tim on this defense here. He's going to try to work it down that right side. Sets a pick. gets through the pick. But Henry's going to be there. Nolan slides, but his man's left open. Looks like he switches back. A little bit dangerous on the slide there, but great defense there from Henry. Great check. He just needs to find the ball here. He does, and he's going to run it up. We need to get a midi back here. It looks like Cato's going to stay back for him, but he does need some help. Timeout call. And a timeout call. Great timeout call there from Austin. We were talking about earlier those great timeout calls from Oregon. We're really known for those.
Yeah, I think that was the right time to do that. I mean, we had 3 defenders on one guy. It's not going to work out really that well from there. So.
Exactly. Although it was Henry, you never know.
It was, yeah.
He is a strong player.
I have faith in all the Oregon players to be able to take on 3 defenders at once. But,
yes.
I mean, got just less than 4 minutes. Maybe it's take a quick little break, have everyone catch their breath.
Yeah.
Get a few final, hopefully a couple points in these last 4 minutes here.
Yep, the score is 5-1, but I think the game hasn't really looked 5-1 so far. Looks a lot closer. Just those inside passes and inside shots just getting through. But we're going to get a clear here. Really pressured on that right side. Hopefully someone gets open for Parker. He does. He finds Cato. And honestly, a good time from Cato here. He's going to pass the ball down low. Seabass shot and wide. We need backup here. And they do give Panthers the ball. Great pass, just isn't able to finish. We kind of need those right now. Looks like Cato wants to get another dodge here. He might call chicken. Go for his patented dodge across the top. He does have a pull on him, but I don't think it matters for Cato. I think he can get past him either way. He does. Shot. And deflected, and it goes wide. Gonna stay Panther ball. Good shot there. I'd like Cato to just keep on shooting. Even if the ball's off the net, as long as we have that backup, we maintain possession. Gonna work it over. Tries to find Parker inside. Does. Shot and wide. Good look there. Just isn't able to finish. Looks like Braden Kenneke's going to pick up the ball behind. He's going to go for a short dodge here. Doesn't find anything. Gets it back up top. Finds Brett. Looks it over to Seabass. Looks like Cato's sitting there in the middle of the field trying to get open. But shot and wide. It's going to stay Panther ball. Braden Kenneke's going to pick up back up, down low. He's alone back there. Looks like Brady's coming over to set a pick for him. He's going to get it back up top to Brett. Looks for a little short dodge, doesn't find anything. He's going to look back over. I'd have him look to Cato here. Cato has some space down that left side if he wants to dodge. We just need to get Braden getting through. Instead, he gets it over to Parker, who has a short stick. He's going to dodge down the right side where there's space. He does, gets past his man, shot, and saved by the Capital City keeper. Good shot, just a little too far out, I think.
Yep.
We get a good opportunity here. He's able to find it. Good slide there from Nolan, stopping that fast break. Yep, really staying on hands, preventing any passes there.
Great recovery from the defense.
Yeah, but now we're recovered. Yeah, it was an odd man situation. They had a 3-on-2, but because of that pressure Nolan put on his attackman, he wasn't able to get a pass off. Gator's going to defend a dodge, probably down the right side. Does so. We need some recovery here. We need some help. Tim does slide. Good work there. Nolan's going to stay on ball. Ball staying in. They can work for that ground ball. We need some help here. Shot. Off pipe. Yep, those ground balls, we've had a lot of 50-50 opportunities with those ground balls with the attackmen. We just haven't been winning them. Trey on ball there. Got Brady back on ball. He's going to dodge on the right side. Slide there from Henry. I wouldn't have slid there, but Cato recovers. Shot. And good save by Keaton. Now, honestly, we did not need that slide down the right alley. Braden had his man, but we've recovered nonetheless. Henry's going to work it upfield. Looks over to Brady. Isn't able to find him, but Trey works for the ball.
Ooh.
Isn't able to connect.
I would have looked at Cato right there. He was pretty open on that pass.
Cato was pretty open. Or Henry just getting past this guy. He only one attackman in front of him. Okay, Brady's going to stay on ball. Looks for a slash here. Looks like that one got hurt. OT back on ball. Brady back on ball, and they're going to look for a dodge. Tim's attackman is going to work it up. Tim's going to stay top side. He's going to, good slide there and good poke check. Really gets the ball out. But they need to work for this ground ball. This is a crucial ground ball. Ball's on the ground. It's contested, but Capital City picks it up. And it's going to be a timeout. Good timeout call there from Capital City. They only have 30 seconds left in this half.
Capital City really has some speed on their team.
They do. Really just getting to those ground balls first is the biggest thing.
I think that they're kind of out-hustling the Panthers here, and sheerly with their speed. I mean, they are going at the ball as fast as they can.
Yep, and they're getting there first.
Yep.
Yeah, ground balls are the biggest thing right now. I haven't seen a win from the Panthers on a ground ball.
I haven't either, and I think also face-off has been kind of a tough one this game.
Yeah, we know the Capital City face-off guy is really, really strong this year. He might be the best one in the Badger Conference.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. He's comparatively to Sun Prairie United and Wanakee and Middleton.
Yep.
Those games were a little bit more 50-50 and a lot of more Oregon actually winning the face-off.
Yep.
And this has been, it's either been kind of contested or just a straight-up win for Capital City.
I'd like to see Elliott take a few, too. Sometimes, even though I think OT's older player, Elliott, sometimes it's good to have just another face-off guy.
Yep.
Try it out. Some people are good against other players. Some people are good at different things and such. As a face-off guy myself who plays LSM, so long stick midi, I usually go against guys who are very strong. And because I'm a long stick, I usually go to rake the ball out and cause a ground ball rather than try to pinch the ball out and get it myself. Because I know against very strong players, they'll probably get the clamp before me because they're faster. But if I can cause a ground ball, I can work to get the ground ball instead. So that could be something that Elliott could try. Looks like they're going to get the ball up top. Going to look for a dodge on Gabe back at short stick. Actually, they're just going to pass around. I think they're going to wait until the half is about to end and then go for a dodge. They do so. There's only 10 seconds left. Going to try to find a look here. I think they're going to do some backside cutting. Finds a look here. Great trail check there. Stopping that shot. Capital City's going to pick up the ball, but not enough time. And that's half. Oregon 1, Capital City 5. You know, I think this was the score of our first game against Capital City going into half, and we did recover in that last game. We just weren't able to close it out. I hope we can get some goals right away in the third quarter.
Yeah, me as well.
All right, everyone. Before the second half starts, we have some interviews from our U12 team. First off, we have Caden. How do you think they've been playing so far this game?
Pretty decent, I would say. The other team's been scoring pretty good.
Yeah, I know. Their other
Offense.
team, they've had a really good offense. They're really finding our
Yeah.
guys on the inside, just getting those easy shots on our keeper. Do you think we can take back this game and win?
I think we have a chance.
I think we have a chance too. What do you predict the score is going to be by the end of this game?
I think it'll be like 6 to like maybe 4.
6 to
6 to
4.
4.
A win or loss?
Loss probably.
A loss. Okay, so Caden predicts the score of 6 to 4. If that is not correct, he will be running during our next practice.
Wait, what?
All right, we have another interview lined up. All right, Griffin, what are your thoughts on the game so far?
I think they could play some better defense, and they could pass a lot more than they are right now.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Defensive-wise, I know you have a cousin, Levin.
Yes, I do.
Eustace. Do you think he could be used out there on the field right now?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I think Levin would definitely make a difference out there. What do you think the score is going to be by the end of this game?
I have a feeling it's going to be 8 to 6. We're going to lose.
8 to 6. Okay, so we have 6 to 4 and 8 to 6. If either of them are right, they will not have to run at the next practice. Otherwise, they will. Okay, thank you, boys, for those interviews.
Yep.
We'll see you at practice tomorrow. All right, thank you for those interviews. We're going to get started with our first face-off. I'd like to note that was Griffin Eustace, Levin Eustace's brother. We've got a fast break opportunity here. Shot, step down from the pole, and a goal. You know, as much as I hate to see Oregon Panthers getting scored on,
I know you like to see a long stick score.
I
Adam.
like to see a long stick goal. And that was a really great step down there.
That it was. I mean, he really delayed his shot right there. That was that was maybe the best goal I've seen tonight from Madison.
Yeah. Honestly, as a keeper, that is the worst thing to face.
Yep.
Impossible to track a pole. All because their ball is so high up in the air, it goes straight down. You have no idea where it's going.
Yeah.
And it just looks very scary.
It does. I mean, that you don't see the defenders over there. So once you see, the opposite team's defender coming at you, you're like, what's going on? It's a little bit unnerving.
Yep. Looks like they're going to win it forward again. They have another fast break opportunity shot.
Ooh.
And off pipe. Lucky there. Looks like Nolan's back on ball here behind. Tim on ball. And Trey on ball. And they're going to go for their settle offense. Now, the unsettled offense is more of what I'm worried about from Capital City.
Mm-hmm. They're fast. They're
They are
really
fast.
quick. I mean, their face-off guy sprinted down there.
Yeah, he was able to find a great look, just unfortunately hits pipe. Okay, Brady defending the dodge up top. We got a slide here. Good ball movement. But the ball goes out. Looks like they're calling it Capital City ball. A little bit of confusion there. Oh yeah. They initially called it Panther ball, but I think they changed it to Capital City.
Well, during this little break, I'd like to, share some of the sponsorships that help this exclusive OCA Media broadcast of Panther Lacrosse that it brings us tonight. The Village of Oregon, a great place to live, work, and play. The Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club, doing great things for all Panther sports. Your membership dues directly support our student athletes. Consider becoming a booster today. Oh, and it looks like we're about to get right back into the game.
Yep, looks like it's going to stay Panther ball. We're just going to get set up in our clear here. We've been looking for our middies mostly on these passes. Looks like Gabe's wide open in the middle of the field with a long stick. He's going to walk it over. He's going to get a touch. Good time here. Looks up top to Parker. And looks like a failure to advance. I think they said it took too long for them to get in the box.
That?
Interesting call. I know it takes them, they have 20 seconds to get over the midline, and then they have 10 seconds to get into the box.
I don't know
I don't know if that was 10 seconds to
That
get into
was
the box.
I think there was definitely enough time.
Yep. We know Capital City, their tech programs and their STEM programs are very strong. They may have some interference coming in from their friends on the outside. Nonetheless, they're going to work the ball through their offense. Working the ball up top. Looks like they want to get a dodge down that left alley. It's going to work up top, actually. Slide there from Trey. Good slide. Staying on ball. Good recovery here. A lot of pressure on the outside. Trey's really just working for that ball. They're going to try to find the pass over. Isn't able to connect. And great opportunity here. It's Panther ball. Great pressure there from Trey. Really forcing his guy up towards the midline. And if that Capital City midfielder crossed the midline, it would have actually been a free clear for Oregon. So great work there.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, is not able to connect across the field to Tim.
I know that the pass, Tim was looking up into the light, so it definitely could be hard to see a white ball.
Oh, yeah. These lights are pretty dangerous over here on this Panther field. It's really hard to see those over passes. Okay, we're getting set back. Luckily, all of our defensive middies are still out there from the play before. We've got Parker defending behind. Got a little bit of an invert look. Hopefully we have a slide ready. Yep, a reminder, I wanted them to look at that play for defending those invert looks called Pepsi. We'll see if they send a slide. They do send a slide. Good recovery. We need some help up top. Shot. And it gets through. Yeah, that's that invert look we've been looking at the past couple of games. I keep bringing it up. There's a play that we like to run in Oregon called Pepsi, where you set up specifically for when their offense is running an invert. And when you run Pepsi, you basically get into a zone, and you have a defender ready to slide to the guy with the ball. Unfortunately, a little bit of miscommunication there. We send a guy from the wing, and his guy is freed up. They do some quick movement, and they get a step down. I'd like to see them work on that in practice. Luckily, they have a long break before some of their next games. They have a couple this weekend, and then they have a break until next Friday where they play DeForest. OT is going to work for this face-off. Capital City is going to try to get it out. Good work from their pole, but OT picks it up. He's just going to get a touch and settle it. A little bit in back there, but nothing too major, so OT's going to keep on running it. Got a flag down there. Looks like a slash. Second flag down. Third flag down. And Panthers are going to be man up. Good opportunity here.
I'd like to see the Panthers score on this man up. I don't think their man up plays have really ended up in a scoring possession.
Yeah, I haven't seen them scoring a man up in a long time. Something I want to see is Cato carry the ball way, way higher. He kind of carries it to sort of halfway to the middle of the field, and then he looks for that pass. But if he can carry up a little bit further, he might be able to draw another defender. Looks like Capital City's 2-man down, so we have even more opportunity to score here. They're going to stay super, super tight and probably allow some of those outside shots, just making sure nothing gets in the middle. We're going to work it around. Parker's going to get the ball. Cato's got ball. Passes it down to Brady. Looks for a skip pass up top. Braden Kenneke shot and score.
Great shot by Braden Kenneke.
Amazing shot there. Now, us coaches usually aren't too fond of high-to-high shots, but when you have that much speed, I don't think we're too worried about it, as long as it gets in the net. Yeah, we're going to be even now. We got Cato and Trey on the wings there. And OT is going to get another face-off. OT wins it forward. Great face-off win. He's going to get a touch here. He's going to get a touch to settle it down. A lot of pressure here. We need some help. Looks like a timeout call. And great timeout call there from Austin. Great timeout calls all across the board. He's really been the MVP of this game so far.
Yeah. Mad City really pressuring off of the face-off.
Yep. I don't think they were expecting that win so cleanly out of
that
OT.
that was the cleanest win, I think, tonight off of the face-off.
It was a great win. Before we get into some sponsorships, I do have a shout out to one of our 6th graders here. He's been thinking about playing lacrosse this coming year. They actually just started their lacrosse unit on Friday at gym. Shout out to Mr. Solheim for allowing them to learn some lacrosse. Our shout out goes as follows. Shout out to Braxton, the Rizzler. He has been aura maxing. LeBron is the GOAT. 6'7".
Nice.
Wise words, I would say, from Braxton, and good luck to him in his lacrosse career if he decides to play.
Yeah. And with that, real quick, a couple messages from our sponsors. The One Community Bank, Feel Good Banking. The Oregon Area Community Coalition, helping you thrive. Visit us at OregonAreaCares.org. Shackleford Heating and Cooling, Panther Exteriors, Stoughton Health, Wisco Industries, your trusted neighbors for generation. Little fun fact about Wisco Industries, in the movie Sound of Metal, when Adrian I can't remember the main actors, but when they're having a conversation early on in the movie, the girlfriend has a Wisco Industries Oregon, Wisconsin shirt.
Very interesting. I did not know that. He's going to go for a dodge here. He's got a lot of pressure. It's over to Brady. Yeah, Oregon does have a lot of reach. We got a lot of mainstream attention. I know this live stream currently has 33,700 concurrent viewers across the nation. Keep subscribing with those Twitch Primes and YouTube memberships. Capital City is going to work it up top. Good opportunity to get the ball here. We need to work for that ground ball. But Capital City picks it up. Those are those opportunities. We need to get the ball there. We just don't have the hustle right now. But Capital City is going to work it around. And before I forget, I'm sorry to say, Caden's prediction for the game to be 6-4 is now impossible since Capital City has 7 points. Unfortunately, he will be running a lot during our next practice.
Unfortunate indeed.
Yep. Looks like Trey's going to defend from the wing. So he goes down to X. They're going to run some 2-man. Tries to work it up top, finds the back of the net, and Keaton picks it up. They're going to get it to their wings. Now, unfortunately, the ball has to go into the front of the net for it to be considered a goal. It cannot go into the back.
Oregon's got to work that ball up.
Yep. They do only have 20 seconds to get across the field. Looks like they go for a Hail Mary here. Tries to find it. If it's considered a shot, it might be Panther ball.
No.
But it's going to be Capital City ball.
I would have considered that a shot. We'd like to see a goalie goal.
Yep. Capital City is going to work it up to the midfielders, and they find a good midfielder just running up the field. Brady defending here. We might need a slide here. Gabe goes. Shot. Great save by Keaton. Okay, they're going to work for that ball on that right alley, on that left alley. We really need this ground ball here. Henry's going to find it. And he's going to run it up that left-hand side. Looks like he's looking over. I'd like to see him just go back to his keeper here. Yep, and he's going to do just that. Cato's wide open on the far side of the field. Finds Gabe instead and does not connect. Looks like Gabe was jumping up and down, pointing at Cato, asking him to pass the ball, and Keaton misinterpreted that as him wanting to get the ball. Looks like a flag down there for a slash. Might have been a little bit low. Brady on ball. Capital City, they have a free opportunity here. Reminder, if there's a flag down, play continues until the other team gains possession, unless there's a second flag down. Tim on ball behind. Not too worried here. I'm sure he's comfortable with this one-on-one defense. He gets a pick set on him. Good slide there from Henry. Staying on ball. Great check. And he just needs to get it out. Unfortunately, good goose, but tries to stay Capital City ball. Looks like a push. And it's going to be Capital City ball with the man up. Looks like a slash call there on Brady. And it's going to be Capital City ball. We'll see how we defend this man up again. We're just going to work it around. I suspect they're going to look for those inside looks. Maybe look for some outside shots, but Keaton's had a great game so far with those outside shots. We just need to watch that those passes on the inside. Brady's there to stop that step down. Gabe is there. Drop the ball a little bit, but they're going to pick it back up. They're going to keep passing it around. Looks like a little bit of a rotation here. Looks down far side. Shot. Great save. We got a flag down on the play. Capital recovers it. They're going to pass it around. Shot. And it's a goal.
I think Trey may be caught on a slashing. You know, that he took a pretty good swing at one of the Capital City offense men.
But if it was a slash, because it's not a conduct penalty, I think it will be released.
Nice.
So we will be even at the faceoff. Looks like they are calling a penalty there. And Trey will be sitting in the box. Looks like, are we two-man? Nope. Brady's going to step on the field. It looks like it is a slash, but we're still going to be man down here.
Interesting. I don't know if I would have let that.
Yeah, maybe it was because we had a penalty at the time that was already going to be released from that goal. Maybe the other one isn't released. I need to look at the rule book again. But it's going to be Capital City man up again. We got OT, actually. He's going to be our short stick D midi out there. Yep, OT's going to work up in the middle of the field. We just need to watch those backside guys. Great job there defending that rotation. Yep, everyone's accounted for. They're going to look backside, shot, and goal. So those backside attack man, backside midfielders just sneaking in. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the same story, just those passes are just sneaking through.
Yeah. Well, now being at full strength, hopefully we can get a few good offensive plays. I think right now Mad City has really upped their game and are playing way more aggressive than they have in the first two quarters.
They definitely have. Winning all of those ground balls has been helping a ton too. Brady subs back in at attack. And we've got Cato and Trey back on the faceoff. Unfortunately, Griffin's prediction is actually wrong as well. He will be running at the next practice. Unfortunate. Looks like Capital City is going to win it forward. Good pressure there from Cato and Trey. But they're going to pull it out. Looks like they're just going to set up in their usual offense. Probably dodge down the alleys from their midfielders. Got Cato on ball defending here. They've actually been dodging not just to the alleys, but up top a lot too, forcing us to send those slides. We'll see if they keep trying that. Trey on ball behind. Yep, just watching those backside cuts. Passes it down to their attack, looks inside, and does not make it through. Cato's just going to run it. Yep. Cato needs some help here. He's got a lot of attackmen on him. He's going to look back to Keaton. And Keaton's going to look upfield to Tim. Tim goes over. Go here. Good opportunity here. He's going to look downfield. Unfortunate pass. I would not have forced that look there. I would have just gotten a touch. But Tim is back on ball. He's going to defend. He's going to recover this here. Great poke check, getting the ball out. And we really need that ground ball. Great work from Keaton. And Keaton needs some help here. He's going to look to the middle of the field, looks over, does not make it through. Gets it over to Capital City. And they're going to get a touch. Little bit of a collision there in the middle of the field. We have an open guy up top, but recovered by Brady. Trey on ball. He's going to pressure. Good pressure there from Trey. I really like this pressure. Only 2 minutes left in the third. They really need to get the ball back if they want to stay in this game. Shot and wide. It's like a flag down.
I wonder if it was the use of the head there that could have been the cause for the flag.
Yeah, that might have been right. Unfortunately, just slipping on this field. I know it's a little bit wet right now because this game is so late.
But I do like our defense really taking, kind of using all of their body to try and force stops.
Yep. Definitely a more proactive approach than we've seen earlier in this game. They know if they want to start winning this game, they need to start right now.
They need to use their head.
Yep. Looks like that's OT, actually, as the short stick D midi. I think that's because Brady Field got the penalty and Gabe is actually at long stick. Good defense there from Henry. Shot. Great save there from Keaton. And good recovery on the clamp. He's going to look upfield. Looks like he's going to look actually to his defenders. Good choice. He's going to look up to Trey. Is not able to find it. Ball's going to get up. Capital City with the ball. And they're just going to run it back over. But luckily, they throw it right over their attackman. Good mental checks. And Henry's going to pick up the ball. Like us to slow down on these. Get some subs. Get some middies on for these clears. Instead, we're going to get to the middle of the field. Looks for Gabe. Unfortunately, is not able to get through. Shot. And great save by Keaton. Great work on trying to get there. He's going to have a couple seconds to get back into the net. And it's going to be Capital City ball. Nice attempt there to try to back up that ball. Again, we are still man down, so we're going to stay tight here in our box and one. Gabe on ball, looks inside. And unfortunate there. Ball just sneaks through. You know, it's those inside passes.
Yeah, Capital City seems to have found a way to score. And, I mean, I think every attempt that they've had an inside pass, it has always been a shot attempt afterward. And if it doesn't go in, it's usually been hitting the pipe.
Yep. Even through unconventional methods, they're somehow finding the back of the net.
That they are.
When our U12s were playing Capital City actually on Sunday, they actually scored by kicking the ball into the back of the net.
That is, there was a girls lacrosse game where one girl just kind of nudged it with her knee and it went in. It was a very unconventional play, and the ball moved extremely slowly, but it rolled into the goal.
Yeah, as long as it gets in the goal, that's all that matters. Looks like they're going to reset on the face quick. If you see that big circle in the middle of the field, that's actually for girls lacrosse.
Yep.
If I'm correct, they line up outside of the circle
Yes.
when the play starts.
It's a very different face-off too. The ball is set in between their lacrosse sticks, and they kind of hit it up.
Yeah, definitely more of a 50-50, right? It's harder for one person to win it every single time.
Yep. It's usually meant so that they can pass it out.
Good push there. Good man ball. Unfortunately, it's going to be a penalty. Might have been a cross check there. Because it was in the front, I don't think it was in the back. They wouldn't call it as a push. But Panthers are going to be man down. I like the effort. Unfortunately, just extending too much. Yep, with 20 seconds left, it looks like they might get one shot opportunity or so, but remember, if they hold onto the ball going into this fourth quarter, they will maintain possession over the quarter, so they will not need to do another face-off. Although they have been having a lot of success at the face-off, so I'm sure they might try to get some shot attempts. Shot. And it's outside. Good mom goal. And we're going to try to maintain possession here. Trey finds the ball. And if I were him, I would just hold on to it right now. Good work. All right, now we're going into our fourth quarter. The score is 2-10.
You know, it's not an impossible feat for Oregon to come back here. I think we've been really kind of struggling transitioning from defense to offense. That's where a lot of the ground balls and kind of missed passes have been happening.
Yep. It's definitely like the simple stuff. Finding those guys on the inside, not letting those cutters through, winning all of those ground balls, just hustling to the ball, honestly.
Yeah, I think because our offense has been a pretty solid. They've been good. I mean, they've been taking as many chances as they can get. I think, you know, Mad City goalie is he's really quick on the shot attempts.
Yeah, but we just haven't had enough possessions in that third quarter to really make many opportunities. We were definitely on the defensive side more.
Yep.
And with all these penalties, it's been really tough.
Yeah, it adds up. It's hard to go 5 against 6 here.
Yep. This comeback can happen, though. I've seen crazier things happen in lacrosse. I was actually at a tournament playing in Illinois, the Pipe City tournament. We were losing, I think it was 0-7 in the championship game. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But we had one of the best face-off guys in the state, Adam Slager. And if you can win every single face-off, you can keep on scoring. We actually came back and won that game 8-7.
That is a great way to finish off the Pipe City Challenge.
Yes.
The Invitational. I know that there's a few pretty fun teams. The Garbage Men that used to play at that, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, the New Trier Garbage Men?
Yes.
Yes. Another team out of Illinois.
Definitely an interesting team with some unconventional methods, but you know, I heard they were tough, and I heard they like to, you know, play a little bit nasty, but
they did like to play very nasty. It was definitely a challenge for our Oregon Panthers. Looks like, and reminder, we maintained possession here because we were man down and we had the ball over the quarter. So good work on Trey for holding on to that ball. Gato's going to try to get open here because Parker has 2 guys on him. He's really using his speed there to try to get across his man. Parker's going to get a touch. Looks like a ward. And it's going to be Capital City ball. Again, using that offhand, they just called it a ward there. You cannot extend with your offhand at all. We've had that trouble. We've had some problems with that with our U12 team with some wards. We have a lot of wrestlers on the team. And they really like to put the ball in one hand and shove over the other person with the other hand. Unfortunately, that is not allowed in lacrosse. Yeah, they're going to work through their man up. Nothing too unconventional here. Shot, step down, and great save from Keaton. We're going to look down to our attackman. Great work from Cam. And the ball, if he uses his speed here, we have a good opportunity. Looks over to Braden Kenneke. Shot, and goal.
Great play there from Cam and Braden Kenneke.
Great work. That's the hustle that we really need to see.
Yeah, I mean, Cam got around his defender, and he definitely could have taken a shot, but I mean, having the defender on Braden slide over to him left him wide open.
Exactly.
We just need to run that 7 more times.
And think about it, that only happened in 47 seconds.
Yeah.
We have a lot of 47 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, we do. And I mean, that play right there was less than probably 5 seconds.
Yeah, so we could go up.
We could.
My math isn't amazing here, but we could be up a lot of goals by the end of the game.
I mean, just in a minute, 5 seconds, 60. What is that there?
I think that's 12 goals in just 1 minute.
I'd like to see that happen.
Yes. Okay, OT picks up the ball and looks like he was listening to us. He wants to get a goal in another 5 seconds. Unfortunately, it's going to be a ground ball here. They really need to fight for this one. Well, Capital City picks it up. They're going to work the ball up top. Is not able to find that midfielder. Trey works for that ground ball. And Capital City picks it up. Fast break opportunity here. But they're just going to slow it down. Gato's going to get a sub out there. Looks like for Brady. Trey's going to slide the ball. We've got an open man on the far side of the field. Hopefully we can recover there. Great work from Trey on that ground ball, really kicking it out. Finding space. He gooses it forward again. Hopefully he can find the ball. Ball stays on the ground. Good goose, and he picks it up. A reminder, goosing is when you hit the ball like you're using the stick as a hockey stick. And that's really to get it to space so you can pick it up when there's no pressure. He did a great job of that. Unfortunately, was not able to find it in the end. Capital City is going to run it up. And the ball's going to go far.
Great pass.
Yep, great mental checks there from our attackman on that ride. And Brady's going to pick it up.
Oh.
Looks like we have a man hit on the other side of the field.
Oh, looks like Trey is down.
Yeah. All right, Trey's going to step off the field temporarily.
Looks like that right leg, possibly hip or knee,
Yeah.
is kind of what's bugging him.
Luckily, he's able to walk, which is always a good sign.
That is. I mean, getting up is the first good thing.
Yep. Okay, Brady's going to walk it up. We have a lot of space on the other side of the field. He could probably just get it to one of our defenders.
Good somersault. I'm
somersault.
shocked that wasn't a...
Yeah, it did look a little bit in the back, but Henry's going to pick it up and get it over. He's a short stick on him. I'd like to see a face dodge there to get past him, but instead, gets the roll dodge. Looks back to Brady. Brady can find Cato here. I'd like him to just find the easy pass. He has some pressure here. He does good work. Did we get a touch here? I think we got a touch, actually.
You know, to be completely honest, I don't know if the ball ever crossed.
Yeah.
But
the refs are not
I mean,
waving their hands for getting us touch, so I guess we're good. We're going to get the ball behind the cam. He's going to look up top to Cato. Yeah, I'd like to see another dodge from Cato. Maybe down this left side. He hasn't really dodged there this game. If he wants to dodge down that side, I'd like to see Braden Kennedy get through. His defender's right there to slide. Braden Kennedy connects, shot, and score.
Great assist from Cato. Great shot from Braden.
Great work there. Braden Kennedy's defender slid, and it left him wide open.
Looks like Trey's coming back on the field as well.
Yep, that's good to see.
Great to see. Let's hope our offense can kind of give him a little bit of a break.
Yep.
I'd like to see OT win this face-off like he did previously and kind of went for a quick little fast break.
Yeah, he's been doing great so far this quarter. Looks like Brady's actually over there on the wing. He's going to take Trey's place, give him some time to rest.
I think Trey needs to sit out for a few more. He's definitely looking a little slow with that leg.
Yeah, we have a lot of games left in the season. We don't want him to get too hurt now. Okay, Capital City finds the ball, gets it forward. Oh, a lot of pressure here, great pressure. They're going to call a flag down, actually.
I'm not sure I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think any contact with the body was made.
Yeah, maybe they must have seen something close to the neck or the head area. Nonetheless, they're going to get the ball. Good man ball there, more on the side, but they recover it. And we have an open man in the middle. Good defense there from Brady, covering that guy. And they're going to pass it around. Got Cato up there defending, as well as OT. They're just taking their time now, looking for the good pass. And OT's going to defend that dodge. Actually passed it down to his attackman. Tim's going to put some pressure on here. Looks like his attackman wants to dodge. Good opportunity for a takeaway. I know Tim loves to just take away the ball from these greedy attackmen. We got a pick here. Gets through the pick. Henry recovers on that right side. Good work. Pass inside. Does not get through. Yep, we just need to watch our guy's backside. And the ball goes out.
Like to see OT playing kind of aggressive there. I think he knew he had a penalty called on him. So, you know, making a few kind of more gritty plays.
Yep, I'm fine with that. But it's going to be man down for the Panthers. We'll see how they do. We just need to watch those backside guys on the doorstep. I'm not too worried about those outside shots.
Yep.
A lot of penalties this game. We saw a lot of penalties last couple of games as well.
Yeah, how did the sock game go?
Sock game, it went pretty great. I think the score was 18-0.
That is a pretty good game.
Great game for the Panthers. Didn't look completely clean on offense or on defense, but we did our best, and the score reflected that.
I know, maybe due to it not being a night game, less slippery field.
Yeah, but I think that definitely helped the Panthers.
It definitely confused me.
Yes. Unfortunately, I think you were busy with, were you at Mifflin Street Block Party, the national holiday?
I was actually not.
You were not.
I was parked out of Mifflin Street, so I could not actually find anywhere in Madison to park my car.
Okay, that is unfortunate.
And so I went on a little side quest and may have misinterpreted the start time of our last game.
That is all right. We had our guest host, Hope Mickelson, helping us out. She gave us some tips, actually, from the OG Lax mom.
Nice. I know that she must have really blessed the field with sage.
Yes, Deborah Anderson. She was out here, actually, before that last game as well, blessing the field with sages and herbs. She was really blessing it, letting it be known that it is the creator's game and giving us the history of the Native American lacrosse players.
Looks like another flag was just thrown. I'm not really sure. It looks like one of the other refs isn't necessarily agreeing with it either.
Yeah, it looks like one ref had a flag down, the other one had a timeout call. Looks like they're going to be combined right now. See what the call is. I've actually gotten intel from one of our U14 coaches. He says Oregon's doing great. They have a lot of good players, but unfortunately they're just not clicking on this game.
Oh, this is a pretty big call for Oregon here.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity to get a couple of goals in. Reminder, locked in means that even if Oregon scores here, the other team will still be man down. Unfortunately, our man up just hasn't been producing much so far this entire season, actually.
It's a 2-minute lock-in.
Yep.
So he will not be able to return back to the field until about the 5-minute mark, in which then Oregon should be up 22-11.
Yes, that is correct.
I mean, we did see the 5-second goal. I'd like to see, maybe not every 5 seconds, but I think every 25 seconds, that could be good.
Yep, we could work out our standard bell curve. They could score some at around 3 seconds as well.
They could. I mean, I would like to see a goal off a face-off. I think that would be really, really neat.
Yep.
Or goalie goal. I would love to see a goalie goal here.
I would love to see a goalie goal as well. I'd love it if the ball actually never got down to that side of the field. But if it did, I would not be mad if Keaton ran it up.
If Keaton were able to shoot it from the goal, that would also be.
Yep.
I think that's equivalent of like a 3-point shot.
Yeah. Or if Keaton joined our middies on this man up, I wouldn't be too mad either. Yep, we're going to run our standard man up. Cato's going to pull it over. I'd like Cato to get a short dodge on that attack man. Instead, Parker goes for a shot. Saved. But Brady's going to keep fighting for that.
Don't know if I would.
A little bit of pushing there.
Not sure if that shot was necessarily the right call.
Yeah, just a little bit high to the right. 6 side high. I'd like him, if he wants to take that shot, to get it low.
Yeah.
We're going to find a shot in the middle. Great work from Keaton there, closing out on that attackman. You know, sometimes when we call it fast breaks, we say that it's a 4-on-3. But in that play, it was a 4-on-4. Keaton was that fourth defender. We're going to set up. We've got Cato wide open on that side of the field if he wants to get a take.
Looks like Oregon isn't hearing you, Adam.
Unfortunately.
I think you need to open the window next time.
Yeah, maybe I might mic up Cato during the next game, give him some secret intel from up here in the box. I know it can look a lot different on the field. They're going to work it low. They're probably going to work it back up to Cato. Look for the skip pass, but Capital State picks it up. Yeah, their defense has been great on the inside so far, not allowing those inside passes. They're going to work it up the field, and it looks like it's going out. It's going to be a Panther ball. Nolan's going to pick up the ball. We got a lot of space on the far side. We get over to Keaton. And we've got Brett wide open in the middle of the field. Keaton's going to find him, and he's just going to walk it over. We got Parker wide open on the left side. He's going to get it down low to Braden Kennedy. We've got Cam actually right next to crease. We should probably look for that next play. It's great work getting open there. But Brady's going to walk it over. We got OT on the man up. Look like he's going to sub out for Cato.
Looks like Mad City is at full strength now, too.
Yeah, back to even. Cato's going to get the ball. He's got another long stick on him. But we're going to make some space for him to dodge down that left side. Cato's going to work it down. Works it down that alley. Looks for a pass. Nothing there. Gets it down to Cam. Cam's going to look back up to Cato. I'd like to see Cam get through here so Cato can dodge down that side. Parker gets it down that right-hand side. Nothing there. But he has a short stick on him. If he wants to pull it out, he could probably take an invert look there behind X. Cato runs it. I hear some of the parents running chicken. Actually, Cato's going to get an invert look. I like this. He's going to go down that right side. Dishes it up. Is not able to connect to Braden Kennedy. He was actually working on that yesterday in the backyard. If you did not know, Cato Mickelson is actually my brother. He was working on that play to work to that right side and get that shovel pass. Unfortunately, we did see a couple Capital City high schoolers actually spying on us while we were in the backyard. It seems that they knew that he was going to run that play today.
Looks like a flag just got thrown.
Yeah, looks like a flag down.
Oh.
Shot, and great shot there from Brett Rude.
Brett Rude couldn't even believe it.
Yeah. And we might be man up going into this next faceoff.
I wonder what that penalty could have been on. Hopefully Mad City.
Yeah, I'm not actually too sure. Looks like the penalty is 1 minute for slashing, so they're going to be man down. Great work from Brett on that shot. Looks like we don't have a long stick here on this faceoff. Interesting move. Looks like we're sure OT's going to get the ball here, and we're going to be on offense. Great work there, really countering him off that faceoff. Cato gets the ball. He's going to get through his midfielder. Good time for a step-down shot, and score.
Great goal from Cato.
Great work from Cato. Yeah, that's the one time he's been able to dodge on a short stick this whole game, basically, and
Yeah.
he gets past him.
And it works. I think we need one more for a hat trick from him, and I'd like to see that within the last 3.5 minutes here.
Yes, I would. I think that goal only happened in around 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So our prediction is coming true. They could probably pile on another 5, 6, 10, 15 goals.
Yeah.
But Capital City back at full strength. OT's going to work on that face-off. Capital City gets out forward, but we're going to have a lot of pressure here. Going to get down to the attackman. I'd like to see Henry hustle there. He's going to work for that ground ball. Unfortunately, gooses it outside.
Oh, looks like it was white call. White ball.
Great work.
Thank you, refs.
Yes, thank you, refs, for helping us out there. Yeah, it must have been the glare from these lights out here on this Panther Stadium.
Great pass.
Yep, great pass, finds Parker. Not too much there. He's got some defender on. Cato is wide open in the middle of the field if they can find him. Unfortunately, they do not. I will have to get that mic set up for the next game.
May have been the lights. I know Cato's wearing all white with the lights on him. He does.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. Oh, they're going to pass it up. Good opportunity here. Great ground ball from Cato. Keeps the ball. Gets it back down. Gets a touch. Braden Kennedy. Oh, he's got Shorty on him again. Good time to dodge. Gets past the short stick defender. Shot. And great trail check from that LSM. Good sportsmanship from number 7 there. That pole looks like he did throw a flag, but he hugged Cato after the play. I know a lot of these players on the Capital City team, they've actually played with Cato. A couple of them played with him on Team Phoenix and for the Dane County Coyotes, 2 different summer programs.
Nice. Seems Cato has played with almost all of the kind of star players of the other teams.
Yes, he actually played with Michigan Tech a couple of weekends ago. They needed a couple players. So me along with Cato helped them in their victory against Michigan State.
Nice.
And also against Maryland and Notre Dame's D1 teams.
Nice. Do like to see that.
Yep. 2 minutes and 46 seconds left here. Anything can happen though. Seabass is going to pass it up to Brady. Looks like Cato's taking a break off the field after that hit. Okay, Braden Kennedy's going to walk it up behind. Gets the pass over to Brady. Looks up top to Cam. Fires it over to OT. Looks for a step down, nothing there. He passes it back over to Cam. Yep, I'd like to see Parker staying up top so we can get those outside shots. Brady finds it over to Parker. And Parker's actually holding it a little bit. Might want to get a short dodge here. Yeah, he gets a short dodge over the top. Shot. And wide. Great lefty rip there, though. Even though we're man down here, I like to see him dodging on those short sticks and finding that open space. Sometimes you can't really find it through passing, and you just have to get through one of the defenders. Braden Kennedy picks it up behind. He's going to work it upfield. Actually, works it behind to Brady. He's going to work it upfield, but Capital City picks it off. Capital City has been great helping out inside, knocking down any of those skip passes so far this game. They're going to look downfield. They control the ball. We slide here. We slide from Henry. Shot and score. It's like a flag down, too. Good passing there from Capital City. A lot of sliding. It was a little bit late, a little bit sloppy, and unfortunately Keaton just can't make that save up top. Looks like they're going to wave off that flag, however, as it was a goal.
Well, just under 2 minutes left. You know, I like how Oregon's offense kind of picked up here in the end. I wish we could have seen it earlier in the game.
Yep.
I mean, they really, I think their kind of fire was the fast breaks. And I think a lot of their goals were scored off of a few just short passes off of a fast break.
Yeah, I'd agree. And that goes for both teams, too. Madison's had a ton of goals off fast breaks. I think the majority of them were at least off of odd man opportunities. They're going to win it with their face-off guy, and he's going to get a touch and settle it. Brady back on ball. Is that Cooper Wolsey back out there? Yep, Cooper Wolsey's out there. I was talking with some of our U14 players, and they were actually going to draft Cooper Wolsey for our 14s versus 12 scrimmage. I informed the 14 team that Cato Mickelson may be playing for us during that game, so they needed someone to counteract him. Good defense there from OT. They're going to work it around. Brady defending on the wing. Good jam there, stopping him from getting anywhere with the ball. Tim back on ball. Great on-ball defense. Look for some pass inside. And to score. It's those inside passes. That's all it is. You know, a drill, as a coach, a drill that would really address some of those inside looks is monkey in the middle. actually. We ran that a lot while I was in high school. It's really about knocking down those passes to the inside.
Yeah, I mean that's Oregon is not they cannot really come back from those. It throws them off, and they really fail to defend.
Yeah. And you know, failing to defend is the worst part about defense.
That it is.
Right behind failing to offense.
Yes.
Well, we're going to get another face-off here. 50 seconds left. We could project another 10 goals if our prediction stays true. Good face-off there. It's going to stay at 50-50. Kayla's going to work on that ground ball. Great pickup there from OT. He's going to get a touch and settle it. Oh, good slide there. Interesting check. He still has the ball. He can pick it up. But looks like he's going to call him off the field. A reminder, you can use one hand to check with the ball, but you cannot use your other hand to hug the opponent and force them to the ground. We had some issues with that in our U12 game on Sunday. Unfortunately, too many wrestlers on our team.
They like to show affection.
They do. Parker with the ball. He's going to carry it up. He's going to get a shot here, actually. Goes wide. We're going to pick up the ball behind with Cam. Just going to get it around. Brady with the ball. He's going to walk it in. Yep, only 25 seconds left. Going to work it upfield.
Oh, little pass, Cato to Cato.
Yep. Looks like he wants that assist and the goal on this play. Parker with the ball. Good fake. Finds Cato up top. Shot. Good trail check there from the Capital City defense, and is able to get through. Got 3 seconds left. I'd like to prevent anything that they can try here. But Henry's can hold on to the ball. Okay, and that's the game.
Yeah. It's been a pretty, that was a pretty good game from our Oregon Panthers. Capital City just really kind of out-hustling. They used their speed and kind of threw Oregon off, and it worked for them. But I'd like to say that the Oregon offense really kind of at the very last quarter here. I mean, they scored 5 goals, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Just in the last quarter. That's something that we'd like to see.
They definitely stepped up there. I'd like to see some more work on that defense again with that Pepsi look for those inverts behind. Hopefully our coaches take some notes. Other than that, do you have any notes before we end today?
No, not really. I'm excited to see. I know that the Panthers are going on a few away games here.
Yes, this Saturday they're actually playing in the Wisconsin Dells. They're playing Kenosha and Lacrosse.
Nice.
Kenosha is ranked 10 in the state.
Okie
That'll be a
dokie.
good game.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, real quick finish up with just a few of the sponsors that help make this broadcast possible. Village of Oregon, great place to live, work, and play. Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club, doing great things for all Panther sports. Your membership dues directly support our student athletes. Consider becoming a booster today. One Community Bank, feel good banking. The Oregon Area Community Coalition, helping youth thrive. Visit us at OregonAreaCares.org, Shackelford Heating and Cooling, Panther Exteriors, Stoughton Health, and Wisco Industries, your trusted neighbors for generation. Thank you all for watching this Panther Lacrosse matchup between Capital City and Oregon on your OCA Media, home for Panther sports.
Watch Panther Sports on OCA Media.
He might have a shot. And that's a goal. That's a goal. That's a great.